welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Guys, today guess what? We are in another farm, and it's still catfish farm that we are in right now, and I'm here to interview a young entrepreneur who is into catfish farming. And guys, you know what? It's been very educative and very inspiring, so please kindly stay tuned and also watch to the end, because I know you'll be able to learn a lot from this. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and also share. Today we are back again, and we are here at another catfish farm. I already told you we are bringing you new things for you to learn about. So I'm here with, can you please introduce yourself to my channel?
My name is Kwame Asamoah.
Kwame Asamoah. What is it about Kwame Asamoah that is inspiring that we need to know? Who is Kwame Asamoah?
Okay. So I am a medical doctor by profession, but I'm also into entrepreneurship. Yeah, I like to watch things grow, manage things to become successful.
What's the name of your farm?
Ready Speed Farms.
Why Ready Speed Farm? There are lots of names outside there.
It's actually a funny story. So
Okay.
when we were going to register the company, the name that we initially went with was already chosen by someone apparently.
Okay.
So and our goal was basically to work on time, just to like be on time for everything, deliveries and processing, breeding, everything should be in order. So I just went online and I was looking for ideas, and Ready Speed is kind of a weird combination, but then it actually gave the vibe of something being fast.
Being
Like,
fast. Yeah, I see. That's nice. What inspired you to start farming?
um, I would say my dad inspired me to start farming. Yeah,
Wow.
he's actually a businessman, and he this whole thing was his idea, and we all thought about it, and it was a good idea, so we all decided to
Give it a try.
give it a try.
Wow, that's nice. I love that. How do you choose your species? The kind of breeds you.
Okay, so basically in West Africa we have the Clarias species, and that's what we have here right now.
Okay.
So yeah, these are the Clarias species.
Because
That's what we have in West Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of people talking about jumbo, finger legs,
Oh, okay.
juvenile.
Those are the sizes
The
that we have.
sizes.
The
Okay, but
sizes.
not the species.
No, not the species.
Okay, I'm learning a new thing. Wow, that's nice. So you don't have a fingerlings here.
We do have fingerlings here.
Okay.
Yeah. We have some outside here, and we also have new ones coming from the hatchery.
Okay. So you breed here.
We breed ourselves.
Wow. So if I may ask, right now, how many fingerlings do you have?
Currently, the matured ones ready for the market is roughly, I think it'll be around maybe 2,000. But then the ones inside, currently the ones that we have inside are going to be over hundreds of thousands, because they are still small. They are growing, yeah. So over hundreds of thousands if you can manage them properly and try to avoid them eating each other and dying. Yeah, then you can have that number.
Okay. So people may ask, what is the difference between the breeds you talk about? That is the sizes you talk about, the Jolin, the Jumbo. How will I know this one is a Jumbo? This one is maybe a Figalings.
Okay, so basically we can start from the fingerlings. So the
Okay.
fingerlings is the name roughly I think was derived from your finger.
Okay.
So the fingerlings are like the size of a finger, like this finger. So
This one.
roughly, yeah, the fingerlings will
Okay.
be like this size. And then after that, we have the bigger size that is the post fingerlings.
Okay.
After the post fingerlings, we have the bigger size that's the juveniles. Yeah, and after the juveniles, you can get your jumbo, and then you move on to your matured catfish.
Okay. I'm learning a new thing. That's nice. So, how many days does it take for the egg to actually hatch?
So the egg, once you put it in water, it takes roughly 24 hours to hatch.
Wow. So I saw you covering some with black rubber.
Yeah.
So what's why do you cover them with black rubber?
Basically, to just maintain the temperature
Okay.
because they need that kind of hot temperature to hatch.
Okay. They're like new babies.
Yeah.
That's nice. How is the breeding process like?
Okay, so the breeding, basically you need a male and a female, and the the female we induce them with overprim. That's the name of the drug we give to induce them.
Oh, okay.
So when you inject them with overprim, you wait for 8 hours. The overprim basically is an ovulation inducer. So after injecting them with the overprim, you wait for 8 hours, and after 8 hours, you see the eggs. It starts to come out.
Okay.
Yeah, they are kind of green, kind of brownish in color. And for the males, we have to kill them. Yeah,
This is
so
sad.
we kill the males and take out their sperms.
Okay.
We use the sperms to fertilize the eggs. And then after we just put the net in the water, we put the eggs, the combination of the sperms and the eggs, we put them on the water. We make sure it's submerged. That's why we're putting the stones to make sure it was submerged. And yeah, then you just keep the water running to give them oxygen, and you wait for 24 hours.
I saw them using black rubber to cover those.
The black rubber is basically for the temperature to maintain that hot environment for them.
Okay. That's fine. Is there a situation whereby all the fish in the pond actually died?
Yeah, yeah.
What happened?
So there are diseases that can happen. Some you wouldn't know, and some when you do your investigations, you might find out this is what was happening. Basically, they have something that usually happens to them called the tail rot. So the tail rot is basically when their tails they start to rot and become weak. So when that happens, they can't swim. And since they are carnivorous, they eat each other. When they see you're weak, they just gang up on you and eat you. Yeah. That is also the reason why when we start to breed them, we give them the prophylactics so it will avoid any kind of disease
Okay.
in the future.
Wow. Wow. So if you want to know whether this fish is actually weak, apart from what you just mentioned,
Yeah.
are there other symptoms that you should look out for?
Yeah. Sometimes aside the tail rod, sometimes you can see they kind of stand up in the water. Yeah, so when you see them standing up like that in the water, Usually, what we do is we quickly change the water.
Okay.
We clean the ponds. We change the water, and we give them the prophylactics, the bitter leaf
Okay.
or some salt.
Okay. That's nice. I was about to ask about the bitter leaf because I've been seeing a lot of farmers, catfish farmers, actually using bitter leaves, and I
Yeah,
didn't know the reason behind it.
yeah. It's very important to grow bitter leaf as a catfish farmer.
Okay. There's you need to consider when you are choosing a location for
Education,
no a location,
allocation.
yeah, for your farm, for your catfish business. So is this location actually suitable for your catfish?
Yeah, for the kind of farming that we are doing here is actually suitable. It's not, we have two types. We have the ones done in the earthen ponds and we have the ones in the concrete
Yeah.
ponds. So for the concrete ponds, the location is not a problem. You can do it in the urban areas. It's not a problem.
Okay. I'm saying that because of water,
Okay.
because there are some areas that you don't get water often. So here is there water,
Okay,
enough
so
water.
the source of water here is from the borehole. We
Okay.
have a borehole back there, and that's where
Mm,
we get water from.
okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. So how many months does it take for a catfish to be ready?
takes 6 months,
6 months.
roughly 6 months.
Roughly 6 months.
Yeah,
Doesn't pass.
no. If we
um,
feed them well, they can even be ready
mm,
by 4 or 5 months.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh. So what do you feed them with?
So we have for the commercial feed that they produce, we have Ranan,
Okay.
yeah, Ranan, and there's another company called Kujis. I
Mm,
don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but yeah, Kujis and Ranan. Yeah.
okay.
And for here also, we produce our own feed.
Okay. So what do you produce them with? What are the combination of the things you use?
So the ingredients, we check the kind of nutrients the fish needs
Okay.
to grow. And those nutrients are proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates.
Mm,
So we have um, a formula
mm,
that we use to produce the feed. We have our protein sources,
okay.
fat sources, our carbohydrate sources,
Mm,
and then we mix them all up. We just grind it,
okay.
mix it, and then we pelletize it.
Mm, mm, mm. That's fine. Wow. Is it costly?
To buy the feed is very expensive.
Okay.
So, in order to bring down the cost of feeding the fish,
Mm.
it's advisable to produce your own feed.
Wow. So how many times do we feed them in a day?
In a day, for this farm, we feed them twice a day, in
Twice
the
a day.
morning and in the evening.
Okay. So is their feeding when you take a fingerlings, their feeding process is different from the already the bigger ones?
Yeah, they have different sizes of feed that they
Okay.
eat. Yeah, these ones
Mm.
are very small ones for the small fingerlings.
Okay.
So these ones are 2 mm.
Okay.
We have 2 mm, we have 4 mm, we have 6 mm and 8 mm.
Mm.
But the very small ones that you saw inside, they
Mm.
start from point 0.5
Okay.
upwards.
Wow.
So depending on their size, we give them the feed.
Mm. Do you measure them?
Do we measure them?
Yeah. Do you measure when you're about to give them the feed? Do you
The
measure the
feed?
feed?
Yes, we measure the feed. And the quantity also depends on the number of fish we have in the pond and
Okay.
the average size, the average weight.
So right now, when you take this pond,
Yeah.
how many fish are inside?
So this one, they'll roughly be around 700.
700.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you had to feed them, how?
So for these ones,
Mm.
we feed them according to like I explained earlier,
Yeah.
according to the average weight and the number of fish in a tank.
Okay.
So we also have a formula for that.
Mm.
We calculate it as they grow. We just clean the pond, and during the cleaning process, we just weigh them and count them.
Okay.
Because as time goes, some die, some get eaten. They are carnivores, so
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay. How many times do you wash the pond?
So cleaning the pond, I'll say roughly every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
The standard is supposed to be every 2 weeks, depending on the number of fish inside.
Okay.
Yeah. But here, every week, we make sure to clean it
Okay.
to give them fresh water.
Wow. Okay. So when you wash them, when you're washing the pond, what do you use in washing the pond?
So, in the washing, you can use salt
Mm.
to wash, clean it. And after you clean it, we have some, we call it prophylactics that we give them.
Okay.
So we have bitter leaf.
Mm.
You can kind of grind them with your hands.
Okay.
You get the juice out of it, and then you can put it in the water.
Mm.
That is to prevent them from having any kind of diseases.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when you're about to wash them, you actually transfer them to another pond.
When you are washing,
When you're washing the pond.
we have big containers that we put them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they die,
No, no, no.
because they are bigger.
Catfish is very, very strong. They
Oh, yeah.
can survive on land for a very long time
Wow.
without water.
Wow. You know why I'm asking? Because of the figurines. For them, what do you do about them when you're about to wash their ponds?
So for the ones inside,
Yeah.
the ones that we bring outside are old ones.
Old
It's
ones.
yeah, it's not easy for those ones to die.
Okay.
But for the ones inside, they are a bit fragile, so
Mm.
we basically just keep them in.
Mm.
We have tubes that we use to slowly take out the dirt from under the water. We don't
Wow.
do them. We don't use the same process like we
Mm.
do for the ones here.
Wow. It's when you first started.
Yeah,
What are some of the challenges?
the challenges I think is general for everyone. So as a beginner, usually when you don't know anything about cleaning the ponds after a week or two, giving them the prophylactics, some measures that you have to take when you don't know all that, you just leave them,
Mm.
and you might go, come back in the morning, you see them all floating. Yeah, they can all just die just like that.
Wow. Has there been any situation whereby you feel like, let me give up? Like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this business again. So let me just quit.
Not really. I don't think so, because that when you're faced with challenges, it's an opportunity for you to learn something from it and
Okay.
just pick it up from there and grow. It's not. I think when you are able to overcome the challenges, you can do it much better, and at the end, you'll be happy, proud of yourself for not giving up.
Wow. Wow. Have you ever, what's the best advice you've ever had
The
concerning your business or life in general that has made
okay.
you who you are?
Okay, so concerning the business, the best advice I would say is to always keep records.
Okay.
Yeah. And what I mean by records is to know the number of fish you have, to
Okay.
know when you hatched them, to know to know the dates they were hatched, to know how they are growing, to just regularly check their weight
Okay.
to see the progress you're making.
And how has that helped you?
That helps you to know whether you are feeding them right,
Okay.
or they are sick. Yeah.
We have a lot of young women and men outside there who think venturing into business or into agriculture per se is not really a go area. Do you understand? They feel like it's something that is for the poor, let me say, or something that it's not really meant to for us to do. What advice do you have for them? What do you think about that their mindset?
So currently, as at now, I think that mindset is gradually changing
Okay.
because right now, farming as we know it isn't really like before, where usually in the olden days, I sorry to say, but a lot of people that ventured into farming are people that did not go to school,
Okay.
people that maybe don't even know how to read or write. But right now, farming has developed. There's a lot of technology coming into farming
Okay.
and a lot of knowledge, a lot of things to know. So right now, farming is actually not really something for,
The
let's say,
poor.
people that didn't go to school or
Okay.
the poor. Yeah.
Okay. Profit side. Let's talk about profit. People like to hear about profit, profit. Maybe that is going to ginger them to also start farming. Have you made any profit so far? And if yes, range. Just give us an estimate.
Okay, so there is profit and everything is laid out. If you take care of your fish, at the end of the day, you know what you're going to get. Basically, you just do the math on your own. You have, so as of now, one catfish from the farm is sold roughly 30 to 35 CDs.
The bigger ones or the
Yeah, the
smaller
bigger
size?
ones
Bigger
after,
ones. The one we saw
yeah,
inside.
the ones outside here.
Outside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that is after they are grown for the 5 or 6 months. So they are basically sold from 30 to 35 CDs depending on the
Okay.
quantity the person wants.
Wow.
And for the fingerlings inside, also depending on the size that you want to get, it
Okay.
can range from 2 CDs, maybe as low as, depending on the quantity, also as low as 1 CD 50 pesos. It can go all the way up to maybe 4 CDs. Yeah, can go all the way up to 4 CDs.
Wow. Wow. So assuming I want
That
to start
is, so sorry, that is per one
one
fingerling. Yeah.
fingerlings.
But for the ones that are grown for 5 or 6 months, they are sold by weight. So
Wait.
one
Okay.
kilo, 1 kg is 30 to 35 CDs. Yeah.
So when you say 1 kilo is 30 to
To
35,
yeah.
right? So am I assuming that I'm going to get maybe two catfish or three catfish when you are done measuring it, or
Yeah. Let's say you want 3 kgs of catfish. It's not um it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get three
okay.
catfish.
Okay.
It depends on the weight. If they are very heavy, you can get maybe two or even one for that weight. And if their weight is not up there, you can, for the 3 kgs, you can get maybe four.
Wow. The catfish farming. How many fish do you started with?
Um, so when we started, we it was a lot. It's quite a lot. I think it'll be, I can't tell, but
Rough
so
estimate.
we used to get our fingerlings from uh, Catfish
Okay.
hatcher, someone who's already in the business. And as time went on, we started to hatch ours. But
The number you can't recall.
no, but it
It
was
was a
a
lot.
lot. It was a lot. Yeah.
How do you identify this is a female catfish and this is a male catfish?
Okay, so when you turn their bellies, it's you can see the difference when you turn their bellies.
Okay. So how will I
It's
know?
it's just like a human. So
Okay.
for ladies, there's can I just
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, a doctor. So as a doctor,
so
yeah, good to
for
go.
ladies,
Mm.
it's just like vagina. They also have like a hole.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and for the males, they also
Mm.
have like small. For the layman, it's like a small tissue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to start catfish farming? Which of the sizes will you advise me to go for?
So as a beginner, it depends on what kind of information or knowledge you have about catfish. But as someone who doesn't know anything, who's starting from the very beginning, it's advisable to go for the juveniles. Yeah. The reason being the mortality rates for the juveniles is less because they are pretty matured
Okay.
compared to the fingerlings.
That's fine. So after I've already decide on what I'm going for, what's next? Should I just start like that, or there are certain things I should look out for, or I should seek for before I continue with it?
Okay, so after you should get a place, maybe tanks or earthen ponds, and you should also check the volume of water it can hold. And according to that volume, you buy your fish because you need a certain volume to hold a certain number of
Okay.
catfish.
Okay. So the market, how is the market? Is the market okay? Is it what the farmers are telling us that come into catfish farming, there are money, you make a lot of money? Is it really, really worth it?
Yeah, I think there are um, people out there who there are lots of demand for catfish, but then you need to know where.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there are people who always tell me that I have catfish, but I'm not able to sell it out after 6 months. So, what do you think they didn't do right for them to still have their catfish after 6 months?
Basically, you need to go out there to search for the market.
Okay.
The market doesn't come to you. So you need to go out, search for the market, search for the right price. You don't need to sell your catfish at any price because maybe you're desperate, your production cost keeps rising and rising. You need to sell it at the right price in order to get enough profit to reinvest into your business.
Wow, wow, wow. That's nice. Advice for the youth. What last advice you have for the youth of Ghana? Any advice at all?
Okay, so about the notion that farming is for the poor, I don't think that is the case in this generation because in this generation we calculate, we record everything, and we just know how much we are putting into the farm and we know how much you're getting out of the farm. So basically, when you keep your records and do everything accordingly, farming is not,
For the poor?
yeah, it's not for the poor.
How do you market your business?
Okay, so we have market women that we can smoke and sell for. But currently, what we have at the farm are fingerlings. So our target is not the market woman anymore. Our target is people who want to go into catfish farming, people who basically are
Beginners.
Yeah, beginner startups. So we sell the fingerlings.
You know, you are you have the bigger ones, the catfish, the bigger ones, right? So, have you considered actually opening a restaurant for it, or you already have a restaurant?
No, we haven't opened the restaurant for it, but in the near future, I think we are planning on getting a space to maybe showcase the variety of recipes you can do with catfish. Like you can fry them, make them into like a sandwich or a burger. It's not just all about the point and kill joints. You can do a lot with catfish.
So in the next future, I'll be doing all this, and I can't wait to come and eat. You know, I love food. Yes, that's how I'm creating content. So, guys, I really appreciate you coming to my channel, and I really appreciate you educating us. It has really been worth it, and thank you very much. So, how do we contact you if we want to reach you?
Okay, if you want to reach us, you can on Instagram. We have a page, Ready Speed Farms, and on Facebook also Ready Speed Farms. And you can also contact me directly. Yeah, so you can see my number in the description box.
Yeah, the same the description. In fact, on the screen itself. That's nice. Thank you very much for coming to our show. Are you open for partnership, if I may ask?
Currently, it depends. It depends.
Okay.
It depends on the kind of deal, the kind of package. Yeah.
One last question. How much do I need to start this business? Roughly.
Okay. Roughly, let's say you are at home. Let's say you have a small space. Basically, you just need clean water and then your fingerlings. Yeah, and your feet. So that is the most important part, the feet. The feed actually takes about 70% of the production cost. So you need your feed, your water, and your fingerlings.
So how much?
Okay, so if you want to buy juveniles, which are currently sold at about 3 cedis per one, you can just depending on the space you have, the volume of water, you can buy as much as you want. You can start with maybe about 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that is going to be 2,000 CDs and your water from the house. And then currently the price of the feed, I'm not so sure. It ranges from 200 to 300 CDs per bag, depending on the size you want.
Size.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.